Hey everyone, this is Amy, and I'm going to show you how to integrate Edpuzzle into Schoology. So the other parts of that are how to grade it and also how to view as a student. I'll cover those things, and I also want to talk to you about a little bit about the integration itself. So our district has integrated it, so there's really no reason for you to go into the App Center and go and add the app and go through the process of adding it yourself. There are instructions that you can find on the internet. There's even some great Edpuzzle instructions, but those instructions you just need to ignore. Any kind of troubleshooting that you need to do, you need to contact your LMT or Menko and have us work through any problems that you face. This is especially true for people who already have accounts in Edpuzzle with where they have signed up and they have paid for a subscription, and they've done it they haven't signed in with their Google account, they sign in with a username and password. So the way that I'm going to show you is actually through Google and not through that process. So if you are running into problems, please contact your LMT or contact Menko and we can go through how to troubleshoot for you. All right, so let's just go ahead and start. And the way that you're going to do this is you're actually going to start in Edpuzzle. All teachers at FUHSD schools will be able to just click login. You don't have to sign up for an account because you'll be able to log in with your Google account. You'll say, I'm a teacher, and you'll sign in with Google down here at the bottom. You'll select your FUHSD Google account, and then you'll be able to see this screen. Now in this screen, for those of you who know about this, you have My Content field as well as some options on the left for adding content from other places. So you can add content from like Khan Academy or National Geographic, from TED Talks or these other places. And then in this search field, you can actually search your content. You can also add content from another source. For example, you can create a video or you can upload a video. Once you've done that, you'll need to create the Edpuzzle by clicking on the questions and going through and assigning points and setting up your settings for that. Once you've done that, then you can actually go in to Schoology and add the Edpuzzle. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this is because the only way to do that in Schoology is if the content is in My Content. There will be no option for searching for items. You have to do that from Edpuzzle. Okay, so here we are in Schoology, and to add the Edpuzzle, I go to Add Materials, and then over on the right, you can see the integration right here, and I click on Edpuzzle. And as I told you before, I'm going to see what I have in my Edpuzzle. Now, if you don't have this integrated yet, you'll be prompted to log in or to create a class with your Google FUHSD address, and you'll go through the process of connecting those two accounts together. Mine are already connected, and that's why you see my content right here. In order for me to add any of these items, I would click the Watch button in the middle. I would go through and check to make sure that it looks good, and then I'd click the Assign button. I'm not going to click that right now because I've actually already assigned this one down here below. All right. Now that you've assigned it, there's one more thing that you need to do before you move on, and that is to enable grading. So you go to the cog, you click Edit, and down here below the custom parameters, you need to click the radio button to enable grading, and then you also need to add the due date. And as you can see, the due date is added, and then I would need to go in and save changes. It's important to do that so that your students can see that it's an assignment that you are including, that they'll see in the upcoming, and something that they need to do. And it will also be something that will go into your gradebook. All right, so now that I have it added that way, I can go into the gradebook and have a look to see where it's showing up. And as you can see over here on this side, there it is right there at that end. And I already have some scores in here. Now, to actually grade the assignment, you are not going to input grades here. You're going to actually go into the assignment, and you can do that from this screen, or you could do it from the other screen. You can click on the assignment, and that should open up my assignment in this view. Now, if you have problems, always remember that you can click the refresh button. Sometimes it takes a little while for things to get pulled up. As you can see, I have 2 items here that have already been scored. Now, the other cool thing about this is that I have the option to reassign. So I'm going to do that for student LHS so you can see what it looks like from the student point of view. I click on the 3 dots to the right, I click Reset Progress, and you'll see up here, are you sure you want to reset this? And I'll say, yes, I want to reset it. And then that student shows up as not having completed this. And then I will show you what that looks like for the student progress. Okay, down there. All right, now I'm in my student view. And as you can see, I have the assignment right here. And when I scroll down, I need to actually view the assignment. So I will click the button as a student, and I would start watching the assignment. It might be pretty slow for you. I might have to click this button and show it there. Okay. Instead of going through all this for you, just suffice to say, anytime a student sees this little drop below, that indicates that it's a question, and the video will pause at that point and will allow my student to answer the question. So I've got it set up to where a student cannot fast forward to scramble through an assignment, and that's a setting that you'd have to do in Edpuzzle. Depends on what you want to do, but for me, I don't want them to scramble through. So, and I also have some closed captioning here. That was another option that I had for Edpuzzle. So once I do that, I can answer the questions, and I'm going to go and skip through this and answer it offline, and then we'll get back. All right, so I'm a student. I've completed watching the video, and I can actually see which answers I got correct and which I didn't get correct and which wasn't graded, and that's the grayed out one. So I can click Show Results, and then it'll say this item needs to be graded before you can get your full score, and then it'll show me which items I got good and which I didn't do well. Okay, now from the teacher side, then I'll go in and grade it. This is what I saw on the teacher side. In order to see that new student's submission, I'll click Refresh. And now I can see that the student has taken it, and I need to go in and I need to grade one of the answers. I click one answer to grade. I give the kid credit for this assignment. I click the check. And then it's going to gray out here, but I'm going to hit refresh. And when I do that, you can see that that student got 80 out of 100. So we're good to go. And again, I can reassign if I need to, wherever I need to do that. And in the grade book, that assignment was auto-filled. I did not have to go in and do that myself. Okay, so those are the basic with Edpuzzle. Again, if you have any questions, if you run into any problems, please contact your LMT and ask that person to help you out. Thanks.